nothing's weird. Like, what do? We just start talking. Hi guys, welcome to episode 2.
Yeah. That's what most of them are like.
Yeah, brother.
And you watch the whole thing, that's what the beginning actually is like. Like, we just see lots of snippets of it, so you've missed all that.
Yeah,
that's how they all actually start.
Cringe.
But I suppose then eventually, then what they do is like what Joe Rogan's done is just take that bit out, but then put in the Joe Rogan thing, and then he's literally just starts by him going, right.
I've got this person.
Starts, like.
Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
Bro, that is the most jarring thing. And when they just go into talking really smoothly after, it's like everything's like hyped up.
Yeah, and it's
hi guys, yeah.
Really settled, yeah. Because half time they're just smoking a Zoom or something.
Yeah.
Like.
Always like, just, I don't know, sets the wrong fucking tone for me to begin with. It makes me want to turn it off.
Like the top search on Google.
Go on.
Number 1 top search at the moment is air conditioning unit. Number 2 is public sector pay rises. Number 3 is cheapest petrol station in the UK. Followed by Mark Wright.
Mark Wright? What's he in the news for?
Fuck no.
Go on, click his thing, see what latest news are, please.
Mark Wright shares fresh health fears after cancer scare.
Oh man.
He's had a cancer scare, he's telling everyone else going to get looked like. So, check that.
You see my paranoid self, bro. You see when all these people, go and get checked, do you? I don't trust them. They're obviously looking out for us completely.
You're fit.
When there's so many, but when so many people are saying it, I'm like, I don't know. There is actually been, I was reading something from somebody about why you shouldn't get like a cervical screen or some bad side to it. I don't actually know what it was. And I can even recommend to people, don't get it, but there was like some real health concerns with doing it. Maybe the holistic doctors and that we're talking about.
What about, have you seen that Skittles have got a lawsuit against them at the moment?
No, for what?
A lawsuit alleges that Skittles are unfit for human consumption. Taste the rainbow and apparently titanium dioxide.
No, mad, bro.
Lawsuit filed on Thursday, 14th of July in California.
Yeah, typical, it's got to be America. That's Pete, bro.
The resident is seeking a class action suit against Mars Incorporation, which owns Skittles. So, what's her issues with Skittles? Well, according to the lawsuit, the ingredients mean that those who consume confectionery are at a heightened risk of a host of health effects, of which they are unaware stemming from genotoxicity.
Is that not genes? Genotoxicity. I don't know,
which is the ability of a chemical substance to change DNA.
Oh, there you go, yes, to your genes.
The substance of which Janelle is referring to is titanium dioxide, which the company pledged to phase out in 2016. However, the new lawsuit suggests that the company only implemented these changes because consumers today are calling on food manufacturers to use more natural ingredients in their products.
In America,
the lawsuit goes on to allege that the company claimed that the artificial colours used in their products face no known risk to human health or safety. It has, in doing so, defendant Mars concealed from consumers material information it knew. The lawsuit goes to suggest that the company continues to sell confectionery that contains titanium dioxide. It even goes so far as to say that Mars Incorporation is failing to inform consumers of the implications of consuming the toxin.
Yeah, bro, I've been saying this, I'm sure you could take class action lawsuits against bare companies, bro. Think about it, because unless they've got any terms and conditions, which they may have, I did hear of someone having something like this in their T's and C's, but our Wi-Fi box, that emits harmful fucking, EMFs, that's not told to us before we enter. Just to let you know, it comes with a health warning. Whatever effect it has on you, EMFs is like basically radiation, similar to 4G and 5G. Like, same as our mobile phones. I try to sleep with my phone on airplane mode when I can, it just stops them fucking signals, or the EMFs being transmitted. And you think, fucking... You can surely... Bruv, don't.
Well, I haven't, but I'd always think, like I told you, that first time I took that vape, and it made it beat, like made the ringing noise in the headphones, I was like, rah, they're connecting.
Something's not right there.
The battery in this because it's going in my mouth, it's conducting to them headphones because it's making it vibrate. It's going it's just connecting to that battery every time. It's making like a magnetic field. But my head's in between that magnetic field.
Telling you, bro.
I don't really like smoking my vape if I've got them headphones in.
Have you not seen the people that fucking they use the EMF meters? They test it next to the AirPods. Bro, it's peak, and you think that's next to your head, next to your brain. And I see all bare people in it, and walk around my wide headphones. And you know, then people with AirPods, they look down on wide headphones. They're like, broke guy. But
I feel like, because like I always tell you about that YouTube page. That was epic. Yeah, that was epic. Yeah. So that's one I quite like. I've always watched him for years and years. His name's Juan. They're just a white guy from Mexico, but he's proper American now.
What's his name?
Juan, yeah. But like just one of them, like he's like the Essex, like he's like the Mark Wright of fucking there. Like he's like almost like good looking. Like makes you feel it's a lot easier for him because a lot of times he's hitting on girls. So when I look and think, how does he get away with that? I think you get away with that because you're that good looking. Like girl instantly think, cool. Yeah. Where same for us, if a good looking bird comes and says something to you, you're gonna half not question it. But if some busted bird comes and says something, you're like, go away, like. But he always does this prank where he cuts people's headphones. So they're wearing headphones. I've seen that, yeah. And he always offers them brand new AirPods Pro or just wired headphones if they prefer wired headphones. And I feel like that is that because they already know, like, don't be pushing wireless headphones on people.
But they are in a way already by cutting them headphones.
And then he offers them, they can have both, he gives them both, they want both, they don't have to like, if you want wired, but he'll give you both. You say like there's brand new iPod Pros, and then you say like I've also got wired ones here, if you still want wired as well, take the wired, like, you get to keep them, sell them, like, all you want them, they're yours. So I'm saying it's weird that he goes out his way to buy wired ones, like, what really, apart from a health thing, what other reason would someone say, oh no, I'd rather have wired ones? Like, I get the charging aspect of it.
Yeah, that puts me off. That whole, everything needs charging music. You know, like watches.
Yeah, but if you buy them cheap headphones, that's what I started doing. At first I was buying cheap headphones, they're dead. They run out all the time, you're always having to charge them. Even if you don't use them, they're running out of power. Okay. My iPods, bruv, I charge them like, at best once every 2 weeks. At best. It comes up an orange light, it's green all the time when you open them. They go orange when they're like 50%. So you still got a week of orange and then it will die. Okay. Because the thing with them as well, you're charging the case. So when you put the headphones in, they just charge again from the case.
Yeah, true,
so they just last ages. But yeah, the cheap ones don't. I had like 4 or 5 pairs of cheap ones and they
I got them from the auction and so I fucking got like 4 pairs for dirt cheap, bro. Some cheap Chinese shit as all returns. And yeah, they ended up one working, one not, so they're fucking sitting in a drawer.
Yeah.
Forgotten about now.
Yeah. Other than that, I can't really think why would you want wired headphones? They're getting away, they don't look as nice, like you said, like people look down at people. I think
yeah. That's why I'm quite self-conscious when I walk about, but I'm like, when I walk past like a younger, let's say, they got their AirPods, they probably look at me and think, that fucking old bro, he ain't got no
in his pocket, bro.
Yeah, like what's that? And I'm like, you don't carry on your AirPods, bro. I'm saving my fucking brain power.
Yeah, we're probably losing an IQ every day, bro. One IQ just...
Fuck no, look into the effects of EMFs on the brain, innit? And that will tell you it's not fucking positive. It's not good. Yeah. And the science around it is obviously funded by a lot of these fucking companies that produce products that emit EMFs. So they're the ones doing the science. They have their scientists doing it. Don't say it's this harmful because there's independent scientists and researchers who are saying no, this is a lot worse than they're telling us. You're like, it's a sticky one. What was that first fucking headline, by the way? There was one I wanted to say something on.
What,
the top 10
air conditioning?
Aircon, yeah, but why didn't we fucking do that? We should have fucking, in the build up to this, gone and bought every fan.
Yeah.
Every fan, bro.
Be honest, they're not flying off the shelves this year. Every other year, we've sold out of fans before it even gets hot. This year, they're just sitting on a shelf, but they're not moving. They're not selling. We're not hardly selling any.
Saying that.
When we went to the supermarket the other day, they had fans. Everyone's got fans. They don't normally. And this is the hottest been for consistently. I wouldn't say we've had this heat for many, many years, like weeks of it.
Yeah.
And it's doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. We've got another week of it coming. There might be a storm, but it's getting hot again.
Yeah.
And fans this year, I don't know what it is. I think maybe everyone's bought fans or.
Do you know that George Keywood from People Just Do Nothing? George.
Yeah.
Craig. Yeah, Craig. Have you seen him on Insta? He's Mr. than that. So I was gonna say it's a bit of a weird setup. It's not. There's nothing obviously really wrong with it, but fucking a lot of at one point in social media, this couple would just get in, just bare shit thrown at them, and then basically he's obviously massive, overweight. The birdie's with some Australian like skinny little petite thing, and they started an OnlyFans. But when I looked into it, I think they not conned people. It was just footage of them, it was just content of them. There was no nudity, nothing. They gassed it up, and now they're quite like, I'd say they're quite big social media stars. They was on a Channel 4 thing recently of like just married or something. So they got married. The reason they was getting a lot of hate, should we say, was people were saying she looks uncomfortable, she's not happy, blah blah blah, all speculating on shit of him being abusive. Anyway, point of this, he kept coming up to my TikTok the other week. His new thing that is about is TikTok live shop.
Oh yeah.
Did you see it? Yeah, like people were, it's like tele shopping.
Yeah.
But on TikTok, he was doing that for aircon units, and I see that one day, and I saw it about 3 days later for like 152 quid.
Okay.
And I'm like, and he's just sitting there with this aircon unit. Oh, it's really great, guys. Click the link. It's 152 pounds on it. You just put this out the window. Feel there's a cold air. This, and I'm like, right, this is what your management and all these people have. Like, it's the equivalent of a celebrity back in the day going on a telly shopping channel selling something. It's that, bro. It's that. It's like low grade work, bro. I don't think I think like they get maybe 20%.
You say it's low grade, yeah, but it's mad, yeah, because you just said that. I was on Amanda Holden's Instagram the other day, every now and then I was going to check out, she got some nice little pictures up, and she on her story was on QVC, whatever it is, that shopping channel, selling like, not, I don't know, selling her own stuff, but she was on there promoting something, but she was on the programme, the one speaking, doing the shit, she was showing clips of it, and I thought a bit like, oh, you're on Britain's Got Talent getting paid millions, you're on
probably not, don't get twisted, I don't think millions.
No, it's millions, bro. Millions 10 years ago, bro. Then one's on X Factor 10 years ago, you get millions, bro. You know, like Shannon's born that quit and come back and all shit.
I feel like,
It's all millions, not one gets less than $1 million for that.
I think back then that was necessary to give the show clout, they needed big faces. Now, any up and coming presenter, anyone would kill to go on there, they'd fucking volunteer for them. I feel like it's a bit of a cutthroat industry.
I don't think she's on there for less than $1 million, but 100%.
Maybe.
We'll try and Google it, but still, she's on Heart Radio every day, millions. That's £1 million contract, bruv. Your radio presenter, you have to be up every morning and there at 6 o'clock and
I was
shit.
thinking about radio presenters the other day.
That's different. Like you're getting paid money for that, being that like her name and stuff.
Yeah.
She's got clothing brands. She got some other thing. She got some other thing. And then you're on there doing that, and I thought the same thing. Like, is that not
low grade?
Really, like down here? Like you might as well go and present 2 o'clock in the morning casino on the TV doing that.
I suppose at the same time you're just following a script for an hour and probably getting paid a good portion of dough. So you just take any work. It's like you doing a little private, I'll give someone a hand for fucking 40 quid. Fuck it, I'll do the money. Go on QVC for fucking 20 grand for a quick appearance, yeah, fuck it, why not?
David Williams gets 1.5 mil. Man Holden gets $1 mil.
Okay.
And Alicia Dixon apparently gets 700 grand. Simon Cowell also 2.5.
Bro, and the rest, bro, is he showing it?
That's what he pays himself, let alone what he takes.
Bro, that's fucking about any dividends or anything of share. That's probably just for UK brands got something.
And he gets to contract whoever wins. It's his contract, really good.
Yeah.
I don't think they have to accept it. Well, I think they have to accept it for a year or something like that.
Bro, mark my words, yeah. Bro, fuck me, this is a strong statement. I could possibly see Simon Cowell in years to come having some scandals.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, he always struck me as that character.
No,
Like,
he's never done anything. Like
nothing. He's like really well protected. I feel like from the media. He never really goes under
yeah,
fire.
kid with some woman. No, like there was never any issue there. It weren't like
I think he had affairs. I'm sure there was things of him splitting up with birds. Yeah, I think he's had a bit of a history and even been outed in the media. But yeah, I can see him. He's like a media mogul. Fucking
too big up in there, bro. Like people like ITV and that need him. They need his program. They need. I mean, he's got like X Factor, British Got Talent, been going for over both of them for like. I think X Factor's almost 20 years old, and British Got Talent's fucking over. They had 10-year anniversary last year, the year before. Them programs have been going over from combined like 3 decades. ITV need him, but that's some mad. How they keep their programs on, like.
Really,
We say they're shit, but there's obviously millions of people.
No, that's a family thing, bro.
Millions of people still watch it and vote because that's the other thing. You get money out of it and vote.
But imagine, I was speaking to her family, innit, and I asked them about Eurovision because obviously they support Lithuania, and Eurovision is a big thing for these countries.
Most
people don't realise,
it's not really here, but yeah.
And
a lot of countries is big.
Bro, she said she'll ring up non-stop, like all night, like at least 10-15 votes.
Mad.
But it's like £2, $1.50 or whatever it is, a text. I'm like, it's probably fake anyway, bro. It's probably just rig it in their favour for entertainment. Like,
yeah, there never seems to have been a scandal about any fake ones. Remember the only scandal that come out was remember they never used to say a time, like they'd just. I remember it was like a thing that's added now. So like now they say
lines are closed.
Yeah, lines closed at 6 o'clock. If you play it, if you ring us after this time, you may still be charged, but your vote won't be counted. They didn't say that before. And then people claim that like they spent all this money and like the votes weren't getting counted or whatever. And they had to pay money, loads of them to pay money out, and that's why they now say that little.
I mean, but these people, we put as the public, but we put an enormous amount of trust into these big companies, should we say, big corporations.
Taking them face.
Who fucking time and time again show us they're not to be fucking trusted, bro. A lot of the stuff they fucking do doesn't even reach the surface of a news website because they've done a fucking non-disclosure agreement with whoever the claimant is. It doesn't even touch the media. You think of all the shit they bury, and you think there's a lot of public trust in these places and even institutions, like you're talking schools and that.
100%.
Schools that have been involved in some mad scandals, bro.
And you just got to believe the schools are teaching the correct thing. And
there's a lot of trust.
How do you know?
Their shit that we shouldn't
went to
trust.
school. I finished school like 10 years ago. How do I know now that they're now teaching the right stuff? Or I know plenty of things that I got told that now aren't right. Yeah, have been updated, that have changed since. Has the school been updated quick enough? Because when I see the paper that comes from them, it's very out of date. Like just the quality of how things are made and how the rooms are. So they don't look like they've updated that far.
No.
So the ideas updated, techniques updated.
Got no reason to. What is it? It's free, innit? I suppose if you look at private schools, that's where it's good. It's public funding that's always getting cut left, right, and centre.
It's public, it's just full of money, but they're able to like have all the best facilities, have the best teachers that are known the right stuff. But then again, are they? Who's to say just because that teacher
these teachers are everyday people, I know their teachers.
But I'm saying even these private ones, just because there's a professor there that gets paid like $500,000 to be a specialist in this, is he still teaching the right stuff?
Yeah, he could be teaching his doctrine.
Who's checking
his agendas in the thing and having an influence over a big amount. Yeah, that's why I can't, like, you know, we talk about Jordan Peterson and like Andrew Tate coming up on our timeline non-stop. Jordan Peterson, bro, I agree with a lot of what he says. At the same time, I sit back and I'm like, he could be misleading me here. Like, a lot of the stuff you just kind of, it's such a strong opinion that makes complete sense. Be like, hold on, I'm not even exploring the other possibilities sometimes.
Yeah.
Who's to say he's right? What, because he's highly regarded? That don't mean fuck all, bro. You can still be incorrect on things. Like, you can still make mistakes. So I feel
it's weird because them two people are very different. Probably in their, I don't know actually, their opinions. They're not probably totally different in their opinions. Some
they go about in different ways of explaining it.
They do seem different.
Yeah.
But they're both the same in the fact that like
promote manliness, men being thing.
Yeah.
Almost goes after feminists and like, transgenders and liberals, should we say? On the algorithm, we would probably go more. We're more left wing, I think, on the algorithm because of we don't view completely everything with an open eye. We immediately get categorised into a left wing, but I'm in the middle. You know what I mean? Not left. I'm not right. I'm just chilling. But because we go left wing, we get all the algorithm throwing left wing fucking shit at us.
Yeah. Also, they're not like to be given both of them people in your algorithm. They're both people that aren't actually. They're not love people. Like they only probably love people we know in our circles, for our opinions and the way we are. But actually, for like, if you brought them two people, if you went to my workplace, say, and said these two people like have a vote with, the people wouldn't be able to even pick. A lot of people, like a lot of normal people, let's say, who don't think, they just hate them kind of people, or being told like, don't have to follow the normal ways. You can go against the system, you know, like,
and that's the
blah
thing.
blah blah. These normal people, that for them is like, whoa, like it's a bit opposite of normality for them. They're not used to that. They got to fix it in their lane, bruv, and just do
they go for TV idols. Once again, I was saying,
the news told me I can't do this, the news told me I can, so I only do that. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, but that's what I think is. You know, I said how we get our role models given to us to play. So then people who, let's say, don't think as such, they just have their TV role models. Because people like us, let's say, are going a bit against the norm, whatever you want to call it, they're almost planting idols to guide us in a certain. They appeal to us, we follow them, we then put a lot of trust and belief into what they say. And if they're still fucking controlled by elites, whatever, they're still influencing us. And they could be misleading us, they could be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think these people just cater for all. There's every little subcategory and genre is it's natural, I suppose. There's like highly regarded people that speak for that people, that group of people's truth, or you know what I mean. It's like the bigger voice.
It's just those that have that like ability to speak, like them too. They just have that ability
to articulate our thoughts. Like the thoughts that we have, like. Never thought about it like that, but I sort of did, and it makes so much sense. Like,
Jordan Peterson's slightly different. He don't compose himself as much. He does fall apart sometimes when he's speaking. I've seen him get emotional. Seen him
cry on podcast.
I've seen him cry
over talking about music. Talking about music.
When we're talking about his kids, his daughters and stuff, and missing life and stuff, he bursts out crying. He kind of like loses that composure in that sense, but he's got this unbelievable ability to just grab and reference things from thin air, bruv. I can barely remember. I can remember like a quote or a thing like near enough.
But he's got so
to
many
get that
things.
Perfect. Who wrote it and this and that and to pull this from that and to see different opinions from that.
If you listen to his fucking Maps of Meaning podcast, bruv, it's basically this is what appealed to me. Because I said to you before, like I have a lot of belief in the Bible in it, and I never had, once again, being a plant almost. I never had no one that I trusted who would talk about the Bible, or talk about it in a way that I like to listen about it. And then he come out of wherever, Jordan Peterson, on my timeline, talking about Bible quotes, this and that, and basically, through Maps of Meaning, which is about 6 episodes, I think, but they're like 3 hours long, like it's long shit, and he explains biblical stories and almost like the meaning behind it in a like with psychology, like as a main, like how it applies to us with like everyday psychology basically, and sort of just breaks down the biblical stories, and bro, it's fucking sick. You're like, these people back then who, let's say, wrote the Bible were documenting stuff like we go through, but they just used it in maybe a metaphorical way, and it was like you got to read between the lines. It's been translated over fucking years from all these different, what is it, Hebrew, and then I think Greek, was it?
Might have been, definitely.
New Testament. The first, like, Old Testament was Hebrew, I'm sure of it. So yeah, that had to get translated by fucking English scholars who knew that. So some stuff
might not.
Certain words, like wouldn't maybe like.
Or the way it's supposed to be said, maybe it hasn't come across.
Yeah, like obviously they've studied it, or whatever. But fucking so he just breaks down these stories, and it's wicked.
You can say study, but imagine me and you write something now. and in 100 years or 200 years, someone finds it and tries reading it, and we're writing words like there was bare man there.
Yeah.
Like they're like some things they're just not gonna.
Bear means nothing in that time by the dictionary.
That might go back to just meaning a bear again. So then they're thinking
there was no man.
Bears, but man, yeah, like was there no man? But it's just bears.
The man was bear.
Yeah, or was there bear man? So there was.
I'm confused myself. Bro.
Yeah, so now it could be bear as in you're bear. So there was just naked men around. So now that story that we're talking about us having a party or a good time, we're all naked.
Yeah.
Now in 200 years we're naked. That whole story's completely different. Now it could be like, they were like this was like the beginning of like the transsexuals or something, all running around naked at a party. Like, it's mad.
Yeah, bro, that's the thing. When I translate Meg's fucking family's comments on Facebook, right, it don't make sense, because they're obviously speaking with their own sort of slang, not their slang, but like we speak English, but we speak such a broken English.
Yeah, it's our own version.
We just don't use things correctly by the English language fucking rules of whatever they fucking are. So I mean, we don't know them. So when they do the same and you translate it, it just doesn't make sense, bro. And I have to say to them, what does that mean? Even like happy birthday, it comes up on there like congratulations.
Yeah.
Because it just means like greetings. But
greetings, yeah.
Yeah, like it's a weird one.
It's like because that like when we were younger, you try and cheat on like in language like Google. In like German, like we had German files, so we're trying to cheat. So we're on Google, like doing Google translating sentences over, writing it down in whatever it says in German, thinking, yeah, sick, like we got it. Get your test done. Teacher's like, you cheated. Like, fuck, how do you know? Because the sentence is all the wrong way round, bruv. Where you're supposed to be saying like, I'm going to the shop. Google doesn't understand how to translate that. It's just doing it word by word for you, not how you want the sentence. Well, that's not how it was. Maybe it's updated now, but that was back when we were school. It definitely on word by word.
Masculine and feminine.
Exactly that.
And words.
So you've written, I'm going to the shop, and then in German it isn't written right. The way you've now written it, it's saying like shop I'm going to or something like that.
Yeah. I'm going to the shop with my brother. So you learn German in school, I learned Spanish. You know what they
I didn't. I've done 3 years, and then you only have to pick it for GCSE. I wanted to drop out, and they said you're not allowed. You have to language. Got my mum to go down there. Consider you're a big man, and then you drag your mum down to school, and walked out. I had to do history instead. I had to pick history or RE, so I was like history.
Yeah.
So, looking back, I don't know. I would have still probably would have gone history, but it would have been interesting to do with it.
See what the doctrine is.
Just to learn other religions, the thing that just see what other people's religions. And
we learned about it. So I got fucking banned from RE, bro. I literally got expelled from RE. Literally, bro, for asking questions. Just the teacher was a fucking strong, big Christian, should we say? And he was watching. What was he watching? He was watching Bruce Almighty, and he walks on water, and it's obviously the biblical thing of Jesus walking on water. And when I saw it, I said, "Oh, Jesus, the water walker." Sent out. The teacher was just savage, and it just out. Yeah,
always found RE teachers
blasphemy.
The most touchy. Yeah, they can't have a laugh.
You shouldn't really, I would say, have a teacher who holds. Who's allowed to teach religion? Because if they believe in a certain religion, they're almost going to try to become a preacher for that.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Without even meaning to.
Without meaning to.
Probably without meaning to. It's hard because. If you've grown your whole life knowing one way, like you go to church every Sunday and you've been taught to be Christian and it's this and this and this.
When you talk about Islam,
you're automatically going to be like,
downplay it.
Obviously it's like, things that you're in your head.
Jesus says.
Subconsciously you're always going to go back to the Christianity side of it,
Yeah, because that's your foundational beliefs, like.
Just built in you,
And one thing that's just, this is what got me, sent me out of band, was, she said, oh, Mary the Virgin. I was like, how is she a virgin? She had sex. It was a miracle. I said, no, but that makes sense. She definitely had sex. They just covered it up. No, it's a miracle. Prove it. Like by logic sense, it doesn't make sense. How are you telling me this is it?
Never happened to them.
Yeah. Well, Jeremy Carter has. I had sex before. Boom. No one's pregnant. But yeah, so fucking. But what was I gonna say on?
I got What did I get kicked out of? I got kicked out of my heady. No, I think it was history actually. It was history. Not in the last 2 years. It was the first couple of years. We had a teacher, Mr. Gore. Jokes, this guy. Yeah, he used to be a teacher at HCC.
Okay.
Yeah, he started when we were like say year 9. It must have been, we were 8, and you could skip a whole class. All you had to do, he had stories for everything, bro. He'd been everywhere. Like,
I love it.
Like, Mr. Gore. You ever been to India? Oh, India, lads. Yeah, let me tell you about India. That's it. His old man, bro, was 40 minutes gone by. He's told you a whole story. He used to tell us like
lessons.
Cars. Well, he even told us how to shit properly, bro. Like, he's telling us like in India they teach you how to shit because you're squatting over a bowl. Because you're squatting over a hole in the ground, your legs are squatted.
You've seen the diagram.
Yeah. Your stomach realistically should be below your knees and sitting up straight. So you squat like that, yeah, and that opens everything up and gets it without you like just mad like going through all this different stuff. Yeah, I got kicked out of his class once because I had a polo shirt on it. Our school uniform was polo shirt and a jumper. So I never had a jumper, it was polo shirt, it was always hot. Windows are open, I wanted the window open. Everyone's bitching it was fucking not hot enough to have the window open, but I was fucking hot. I think we just played football saves, so probably just heart rate was up.
Yeah.
Bare hot. And he was like, no, you open the window like that much for me. So I was like still moaning, I'm hot. I was like, no, I'm hot, I can't sit here.
Yeah.
And he said something like, take your top off. So I was like, alright, cheeky.
Yeah.
So that was it. He got so mad, to so much defence to it. He's like, get out my class now! What are you suggesting? Or something like that. And I'm like, whoa, like,
well,
that's
so clever
touchy.
though, though, when you think about that, that's clever because if you let that run, then the other kids are going to just mock you about it. Or next time they just think, yeah, we can say this, but do that. Everyone's now like, if I say anything, he could act like that. So you've got you on an edge. That's a good way. Them teachers still wind them up in it. You're like,
so he was a legend in the end. That's why I took his class and did that. But another one as well, I took graphic design, no one would take graphics because everyone called him everyone called him a paedophile, Mr. Green his name was. There was reports that like he dropped pens on the floor and he looks like girls' skirts or stuff. He was just a weird looking guy, bro. I don't think he was a paedophile, hopefully not, like hopefully weren't once. But yeah, he was sound, bro. Fucking done graphics, got a C. I was like, oh, alright. Left school. A few months later, get a letter in the post, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you got a B now." Like your teachers basically sent off your coursework to be looked at because it was close to getting the B, and got the B. And I'm like, right, no communication between us. Like I haven't gone in and said to him like, because they used to say like, if you felt like your work was good enough, you can come in and ask your teachers to do that. Oh, I never went and chatted to them. I just take my team. Didn't need that for my college course. It's just a little bonus. And yeah, when it comes for us thinking like, oh, what a cheat.
Better on him, doesn't it?
Yes, so then you think like, it's not bad, like going out your way to like fill out some form and send my work back off. And
so
it can go back down, like it can get redone by someone else and go down.
C, D. What was I going to say? Bob, you know what they introduced in our school at one point, year 10? No, when I was doing Spanish, other people doing Chinese, people in my year had this white teacher, he was like Spanish, and he was teaching Mandarin. You think, fuck, he knows Mandarin.
That's what I would have probably done.
So now I look at the financial and everything. Imagine you could speak Chinese, bro. Yeah. Go to suppliers, go to all sorts.
Worked on that desk overall, 2 different stints working on the trade desk for a good part of like almost 5 years. This last like 12 months, I've never seen so many fucking like Chinese or similar kind of countries in, and they've got money. Like they just got money. Probably not all my big customers. They all used to be Eastern European. Top 5 were all Eastern European. Now, got 5 or 6 different accounts. They're all for different jobs. We're delivering to Cambridgeshire for him. We're doing Manchester for him. Like from our store, we're sending our drivers up there. Grand.
Don't say her names, confidentiality.
And then a few more, but there's like a woman, she has 2 different accounts, both from, so when you look, you look like, one I just said top, this woman's like 3rd and 6th. When you add hers together, she's actually almost the same as the top one, And then another guy, him and his mate, they both got accounts, Chinese lads, just money.
I feel like the Chinese as a race is well protected in the media. When do you ever see anything bad? I've never seen any Chinese man on the news, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like,
you never see like,
I don't recall.
it's a Chinese guy that's going to kill loads of people, or
yeah,
Chinese guy that's done this for
maybe they don't just do them things, it's just a white thing, isn't
I think they're like, because
but they do mad shit, bro.
I think their culture
They
is
do
more
mad
strict, so
shit.
even like when they move over to other countries, I think they
Abide by
carry on
everything,
that
yeah.
route, like then like traditional
Law abiding,
routines, and be a right person, and it's, are they religious? Like, is it big in religion, or is it just
used to
a
be
culture
Christianity, but a lot of Christians
Where they
are getting
are.
killed and that by the government, I heard.
Mm.
Like, it was, I think Christianity and,
Buddhism?
I don't know, I wouldn't say it would be Islam.
Buddhism would be more like Mongolia or something. I would say more like mainstream China. I don't suppose you'd have like a great Buddhism, because that's really the opposite, and it's like busy places. That would be the opposite of. But like, that's what's happening.
I'd say Christian. Oh, is he Buddhist? Yeah. It's bad, because when someone says I'm Buddhist, you have to be bald then. You have to be like, you have to be in the orange robe.
Couple used to be about in Whitney, you see them all the time, like a little family walking about.
We're all in like robes.
All in full rows, bald heads.
I suppose that's the
Like,
equivalent of like a Muslim just wearing
Yeah,
their full
exactly the same.
gear. Christians were there, with shirt and tie, their Sunday best basically.
Yeah. Okay, he'll be on the front.
And then Jews, I suppose. Some
Exactly,
people
yeah.
be Jewish, but the
When you get to see proper
practicing
Jewish
ones,
families,
hat
they're
and all that.
the exact same way.
Okay.
I'm like Google China, what you call.
Sure, they had a big Christianity fucking population.
China has the world's largest Buddhist population, an estimation of 185 to 250 million practitioners.
Okay. What's the Christian numbers?
Although Buddhism originated in India, it is the longest tradition in China.
Yeah, what's the other religions?
Chinese folk religion. Oh yeah, of course, bro. Oh, how stupid are we? The Chinese New Year, the whole
yeah.
calendar, everything, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah, I was in a.
That's what I might look into, bro. That's probably like.
Oh, what their
That's
core beliefs
probably some kind of religion I could probably
get on
take
side.
a little liking to, and actually probably vibe with some things that are like.
Yeah, but I feel like if it's put out by the
If you're gonna go with a story that's unrealistic, why are you just gonna have like, oh, a guy lives on the clouds? Let's go all out, bro. Let's have dragons and warriors and people dressed up.
Bro,
That Chinese fucking New Year, it's all colourful and boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Not sitting in a church.
Yeah.
Dear Lord, our Saviour. Come on, bro.
Trust
Let's
me.
fucking get the drum
Yeah,
down, bang it.
bro.
Like Africa, bro. Let's do some African religion, bro. When I went to that thing,
Western
spinning
religions
things
are
on
dead.
Ghanaian fucking plates and stuff. That's what we want, bro. We need to bring a bit of
spirit, bro.
Yeah.
A bit of fucking
Bro.
enthusiasm.
In England, everything's just literally like your mum's chicken, isn't it? Just
plain, bro.
Unseasoned.
Trust me.
Bro, we're moaning like, you've got people in this country moaning like, nickel our jobs, bring our stuff. Bro, take it in,
coming,
bro.
Yeah,
Take
we
it
need
in.
it.
Stop
Spice
doing some
up
of
our
this tradition,
country.
bro. Knock on your neighbour's door, tell them you want to get involved with
Yeah,
fucking
tell you
some
want
of this
curry,
shit.
bro.
Not even that, tell you want to go to the parties, bro. I want to come to like some African wedding, bro. I want to get invited to African wedding. I want to dress me up, bro. Put me in that full gear,
Trust
hat
me.
on. I'll come and vibe out. Go to Indian wedding, do the whole fucking light bulb and the dog.
changing,
Yeah, vibes, bro. English wedding dead. What are you going to? You're doing the same
party
thing on a
if you're
Friday.
lucky.
You're going to the pub, having a few drinks. There's people about. That is English wedding. All the reception is going to be just like that. It's like everything else, like Christian.
Just drink, innit?
Just drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, they do mad. They have like
Party gays
bro.
and vibes, bro.
Vibes. And that's why people are travelling from all
Group
over the
dances,
world to
bro,
come to the party, bro.
Bro, I'm talking of fucking plain chicken, my mum the other night, yeah. I said to her, I was like, Mum, I'm happy to eat chicken and rice every night, mate. Like, remember we had done the conversation about that? I was like, alright, I'm ready to just fucking eat that, bro. It's a balanced meal, whatever, chicken, rice, veg.
Easy.
And,
Change the sauce every night.
bro, that's it. And anyway, she went and got me, bless her, she got a chicken, I said, I want corn-fed chicken, innit? Didn't get that. Too expensive. So got normal chicken and rice, and then put some fucking literal garden peas in it, some peppers. It's nice, missing something, so she had some fucking paprika spice thing. Threw that in, not paprika, it was some Mexican fucking mix.
Yeah.
But it needs something in it. Had that, and yeah, I took the chicken off. I was like, Mum, you didn't put nothing on the chicken. Like, not a single thing, bro.
100%.
Oh, I like it plain. I was like,
Plain chicken.
And then I thought, I'm not spicing up. I ate it and I was like, plain chicken still tastes good. It's better with flavour, obviously, but
it's not
it's
like
not
the worst, but it's just, nah.
That's why I'm covering it in mayo.
It's not the end of the world, but it's not far off. Like, it's
But then, have you seen the vegans' argument for food? Is you don't like your meat unseasoned, so you don't actually like the taste of meat.
100%.
You like the taste of seasoning, innit?
100%.
I feel like there's
100%
thing there, innit? If you say, nah, I can't eat unseasoned chicken, you don't like chicken now, bro. You just like spices.
Yeah, realistically. And it's like what your mum probably said to you, and mum said to me, like, oh, if you're just going to cover your food in sauce, you don't like the food.
Really?
Maybe I don't. Maybe I do just like the taste of ketchup, so why does it matter what I'm fucking dipping in it? Might as well just keep dipping chips in it because it tastes like ketchup. Like, it's that same thing really with like the chicken, if you're thinking like...
I said it's just, you like the combo.
Yeah.
Basically. You like the combination of the two.
I guess people are just different because look at like army people, bro. Their meals are just in silver packets and they're like rationing. They open them and they like, you boil it or whatever, you just open it, you just eat it how it is, and it's like...
Bland.
It's like a salmon and ricotta, blah 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 blah, but it's not, it's baby food, it's mush, it's baby food, but they just yam that like it's nice, bro, like. And I imagine like when they come home from all that, yeah, they must enjoy a nice meal, but I guess they probably just get their brain worth it. They probably just eat like the quickest little thing, like don't spend 3 hours cooking food.
Food ain't gonna affect them. They
like what's one seasoning chicken?
How's food gonna affect their health? They're fucking active, bro. They're like fit as a fiddle, bro. Don't matter what they eat.
Nutritions that are in it, they don't care, like it's not about taste, is it?
All about
nutrition. You need that to keeps us like light.
Keep protein levels up and all this, yeah.
I guess bodybuilding that must get to that point as well eventually. After years and years of just eating food purely just for, you're looking at just more proteins and what nutritional factors you're getting out of it. You must just get to a point where you just get bored of food and everything's just, you just eat it for the sake of it.
Yeah.
To lose your like taste buds and like. You must train them just to be dead.
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't be one of the people that prepares food all the time, bro. It's long.
No, I'm
so long, bro.
Spent time cooking food before and you eat and you just think, oh,
all the washing up, everything
in like 3 minutes, bro. I've been spent an hour there cooking and then, like you said, got 10 minutes of washing up to do now.
I feel like a meal should, like, for this like hectic life we've got now, like just for everyone, a meal a week should just be the thing. Everything else probably should meal prep. Like, we're all too busy to be able to, I think, cook every night. Like, you're going to be bored of it. You're going to hate life. You're going to hate doing it. You need to just meal prep. One night, spend 2 hours, do all the washing up, everything. You got food for 3 weeks, bro. You just saved yourself a shit load of time.
I kind of like side with this idea of just making food in the lab. Like, I get the health side of it. If they can prove that and take that out, I've 100% for that efficiency and convenience.
That's it.
Just, I want to go to like Japan and China and check this shit out because they almost already got this shit. Like, they got vending machines. You can buy it.
In Amsterdam, Netherlands.
Cooks you a pizza in like a minute in a vending machine.
Does it?
Yeah, things like that. Yeah, they've got shit like that. Cooking pizzas in a couple of minutes from a vending machine. No one's even manning it. Fucking fresh pizzas. Or whatever it is, but pizzas are coming out cooked out of a vending machine. Like,
weird.
Things like that. But why am I going to sit at home cooking pizza? It's just a vending machine. If it's perfectly good pizza, safe to eat, it ain't harm me in years to come. Why would I not just go and get a couple of quid and have the pizzas popped out? I ain't got phone. I'm going to wait half an hour. Like, there must be a machine you can buy and have that indoors then. If they've got a vending machine that does it. Basically, like, can't be far off just being able to buy that indoors and just having a smart screen on it. Like, I just select what kind of food I want, as long as there's basic ingredients are in there.
Like the
it just goes
food machines in Five Guys and
You've seen these in cartoons and stuff where you've had these machines that do that.
Yeah.
What food you want to do, and it just goes boom, and it just pops out this thing. Oh, they ain't far off.
Yeah, predictive programming, innit? Getting us used to it. It's coming, bro. Fucking. That's why all that shit's gone in America. All the fucking crops and that burning and food manufacturing going down. Bill Gates is going to acquire all that land because then they can't fucking afford it, bro. And he's going to own the fucking food supply, bro. He's going to have complete control of it.
And
complete control.
We're only like red warnings. First time we've been into this like highest like warnings.
It's going to push global warming agenda, bro.
But currently, as we stand now, this isn't the hottest it's ever been. We've had hot weather in 2019. It wasn't the huge red amber thing then. So is this almost like the beginning of like our crops are going to start burning down?
Yeah.
And we told you it was red warning. We told you it was like hot. And
more sunshine expected for the next.
There was a high risk of floods and fires and this and that. Don't quite get the floods one. That did throw me. I don't know if I was being stupid, but it was on, you see it on the news and it said like high risk of floods, fires, whatever. And I was like, why the floods? Why if it's, because it even said about water drought. But if it's water drought, why would you get a flood? Or is it because of the heat? Is there water pipes bursting because of the heat? Is it that? Is it not the rivers bank blowing the sides? Is it water pipes popping because they're too hot or something? More like got to be the water pipe bursting. Yeah, I think the mains in the main road just bursting because of the heat.
I do really like, I'm probably just a paranoid individual, but there's an agenda at play, bro. I feel like the hot weather and water prices are going to go up, or something's going to come off of it.
100%. It's going to just go bang again.
Something's
and what they keep doing to keep it clever, to keep people like stum, because people that are like, are getting mad about the petrol price and stuff like that and want to protest and stuff, them die-hard ones will keep going. But the ones that are a bit fickle, they say like, we're going to drop the petrol tomorrow by 5p. They think, they'll keep dropping it back down. Next week they're going to put it up by 15p, bruv. Like, don't sweat it.
You know what pisses me off, because I know the solution to a lot of these problems, but we can't carry it out because it's bang illegal, and you couldn't convince enough people to do it. You see people go out protesting, but there's people sit in front of traffic and all this shit that people done. What come of that? Something might have, to be fair, but I'm pretty sure nothing's really come of anything. Hit them where it hurts, bro. When Boris has made fucking decisions, bro, go to fucking Down Street, put his windows through. You need to, if you want to fucking, the companies you're protesting against, or even let's say Boris, bro, let's say Boris made a decision, you're pissed, everyone's pissed, it fucks everyone up. You know what you do? You look into the companies that are in his interest financially. A lot of them think, you go there and you go raggo, bro. You have to burn shit, you have to fuck shit, old school protest, bro. You have to do that. That will get changed, bro. End this now. End this. Who gives a fuck, bro? Who gives a fuck?
You're just in the way for a couple of hours.
Bro, moist. You need to go. Let's get an old school fucking raggo. That will get changed, bro.
It happened in the country. I can't think where it was. And it was pictures of them. They're in the president's room watching TV, watching the news.
Somalia or Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe it might have been.
Yeah, they stormed the fucking presidential palace.
They're watching themselves on the news. There's about 20 of them sitting on the floor watching the TV.
They're in Nepal as well.
Nepal video of the guy jumping in.
So, I mean, and then he resigned.
He resigned and fucked off.
Yeah, that's how you get these people out, bro. You can't. There's no peaceful protest isn't a protest, bro. It's just a peaceful acceptance. Oh no, it's not even peaceful acceptance. It's peaceful fucking opinion sharing. Yeah. That needs more than fucking words, bro.
That's your minimum of freedom of speech. All you're expressing is your minimum value of freedom of speech. You're standing in the street saying, we want this, we want this. That's your freedom of speech minimum. That's your...
Yeah, basically.
You think that they think that's their max, that's their minimum.
Well, you can't do that now. It's fucking banned, innit? On Freedom Day when they lifted the mask, they fucking abolished some law, made it a law to illegal to protest. I think it may be under the COVID.
Yeah.
Fucking 2-year law, whatever they had in place.
Large gathering.
Yeah, something.
We can open places and make money, but you can't do it for free.
So yeah, imagine no protest, bro. And we think we live in a fucking democracy.
Exactly.
We don't, bro. Try to speak out on wrongdoing in high up places, bro. Democracy don't exist. You're not allowed to. You get silenced. But once again, I said this before, anywhere where there is a power structure, there is corruption. It's impossible not to be, because that person's always looking out for their best interest.
100%.
So they can witness something, but if it affects them, they will cover it up. So that is corruption. It's always going to exist. It's impossible for it
You'll never
not
have
to
that many
exist.
people in charge and all of them be clean. All of them. You know, it's just not going to happen. They're all just dirty. But that's the problem, like I said it would happen. As soon as Boris resigned, half the country are now just like, all the ones that were like, get him out. Yeah, but we had to go through Brexit and pandemics. And he didn't do a bad job.
Well, we only have
fucked up.
We only have one outcome to look at. We can't compare it to this person would have done this. Like,
no, fuck
we
that.
have to be happy with what we got,
right?
which is a shit fucking deal and everything.
Who was the guy? Was it Blair that was about to send all the troops to Iraq? What do you think? That was easy for him to do.
Yeah.
Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But
well, you look at it now, you know that was wrong, bro. Because we went there for fucking oil and
100%.
gold.
But at the time, like, did he think it was the best thing to do? Like, but looking back, we can't make that judgment. Like,
so I mean, yeah.
Would Boris have done different? Like, fuck no, probably not.
Yeah.
They're all as bad as you show it.
I mean, they're all under the fucking control of a group of people anyway, so
Yeah,
they
I
don't
don't
even make the big
I think
decisions.
that's just the parliament we see.
But it's all a show. The world's a fucking stage.
We
bro.
see
That's the way it
our
is.
Prime Minister and our people, MPs that are in charge. That's just for our benefit to see someone in charge, because the real people in charge can't sit on TV saying,
Yeah, that's
do this,
the
do
front
that.
man.
Then we know, they're
Spokesman for
they're just the puppets all doing this shit. So we all think, oh, it's them. That's why they're all corrupt fuckers, because they're not even in charge, bro. They're all just fucking running around doing someone else's.
But all of them are involved with the fucking other corporations. So they're in bed with them in whatever way, helping financially, getting funding, getting all this, and you're like, and when they're changing laws that benefit that company, you're like, bruv, how's this running?
Right?
How is this allowed?
Yeah.
Our brother's mad.
Which is exactly how Hitler got into power. Exactly what they do now is exactly how Hitler got himself into power. And the exact same thing. He got into their parliament, went to the first wherever he needed to be.
Didn't he do false flags? He like burnt down a a German thing and blamed it on the Jews, so it helps shape the public's opinion of the Jews.
Exactly that. And when he was like in the first level, he changed some kind of law to benefit itself to get to the next thing, and that's how he literally worked his way out. Every level he got to, he just changed things that he had to then allow him to this. But there was one thing that like you couldn't be the leader of something because of like if your dad hadn't done this, and he just changed the law and was like, well now you can. A couple months later, he runs through and gets it. Like it's always just been
madness, bro. It's mad. But once again, you get it. If I was going up a power hierarchy, I'm sitting at that level and I've got a load of people below me and then more people below them. If I've got, let's say, I'm working alongside one of my people and he does something wrong, but if I say something that's going to fuck up his shit, this and that, I'm not going to tell people.
Yeah, 100%.
And you're going to cover it up and you may fucking throw one of the lower people under the bus.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't, bro? Who fucking
that's
wouldn't?
It. Like you look at workplaces, like as I do, and you think, oh, it's all just about boy clubs and circles. Like it's just who you know and who you're in with, and for everyone that's frustrating and stuff. Like I told you before, when you're in that circle, you're chilling, bro. You don't give a fuck about circles. You just walk, unless you're looking to be in a bigger place and you need another circle.
Yeah.
Other than that, if you got to the place you need to be,
like a circle if you're not in it.
The circle's cool, exactly that. But then when you think about it, of course you're going to get circles naturally. As soon as you take a liking to someone, are you really then going to, if they do something little kind of thing, you really, something little, fucking sweep under the carpet.
Yeah. Somebody pisses you off all the time.
Yeah, it's different because then you use that power.
Yeah.
And is it right?
So, for as long as we've got our brain and the ability to have our own thoughts about stuff, there's going to be fucking corruption, bro.
Yeah.
Because wherever you are, you're always going to do things to benefit you at the end of the day that will go against rules or go against codes of fucking conduct or principles of the fucking company or whatever. You're always going to do shit to suit you and the people that you like.
Naturally, yeah.
Who isn't, bro?
You get very rare. You'll find people very rarely that are just them. One in millions that are just out there to always just help other people.
But even
opposites that are just very.
Think of these people. You see, like Jimmy Savile and that. Yeah, I saw something on him the other day. He was actually arrested on suspicion of being the Yorkshire Ripper.
Yeah.
Or Yorkshire. You see that? Yeah. But think about him. He could have had, let's say, a friend that he's fucking had in showbiz for 5 years, let's say, built a good relationship with. 5 years down the line, this fella starts thinking, oh, he's a pedo, he's a nonce, whatever, sees things, confronts him about it, he's like, oh, justifies it in whatever way. How are you now as his boy of however many years you've grown thing, go and snitch him and fuck up his whole life?
Yeah.
It's going to be a hard thing to do, bro.
Yeah.
No matter how wrong it is, because you probably see him in a different light, you know what I mean?
Depending on how close you are, 100%.
So, and that's probably how fucking most of these cover-ups happen, it's just it's friends working together, basically, looking out for each other.
ESP.
Drink.